We have here 3 all over x squared plus 4x plus 3. We want to make sure before we start the process of decomposing this fraction, we want to make sure that our denominator is in factored form. Factors of 3, that would give us 4. We have xx plus 1 plus 3. So our new fraction here, we have 3 all over x plus 1 times x plus 3. And let's start. We want to make sure that we write one partial fraction for each of the factors that we have here. So we have, here's the first fraction, x plus 1, plus here's the second fraction, x plus 3. And because we don't know what the values or what coefficients are going to be here, we're going to put some unknowns, place some unknown variables. We call it a and b. Now let's multiply. We want to get rid of the denominators. So we're going to multiply both sides by the LCD. And the LCD is x plus 1 times x plus 3. We're going to multiply those factors on both sides. So now on the left-hand side, we're left with 3 is equal to, right-hand side, the x plus 1s cancel out. We have a times x plus 3 plus the x plus 3's cancel out. We have b times x plus 1. Now you have a choice. You can set up to find a and b. You can set up your roots by setting each of these factors equal to 0 to find x. So x can equal to -1, x can equal to -3, where it's going to cancel out each of these, each of the variables, okay, at some point. Or we can set this equation up as a system of equations. So in this video, we're going to do both because I want you to have practice, especially with the setting up as a system of equations, because we're going to be looking at some of the rational fractions where setting substituting the roots or zeros into this equation is not into the equation will not work. So let's do the substituting the roots or zeros. So we're going to say, well, x equals to, what's that? -1. So we have 3 is equal to a times -1 plus 3 plus b times -1 plus 1. The b's cancel out here. And we have 3 is equal to 2a. Solving for a, dividing by 2, we have 3/2. All right, second equation, x is equal to, what was that, -3. We have 3 is equal to a times -3 plus 3 plus b times -3 plus 1. We have here 3 is equal to, the a's cancel out. We have -2b. Dividing by -2, we have b is equal to -3/2 for b. Okay, so our solution for a, we have here, you're saying 3/2 all over x plus 1, plus we have for b -3/2 all over x plus 1, excuse me, x plus 3. It's a 3. Or we can write it as 3/2 times x plus 1. And then we have plus -3/2 times x plus 3. We can write it as such. Now, so that's using our zeros, the roots. Now, if we set this up as a system of equations, okay, so we're going to go back and look at this line here. 3 is equal to a times x plus 3 plus b times x plus 1. So let's go ahead and set up as a linear system of equations. Okay, so to do so, let's distribute the a and b. We have 3 is equal to ax plus 3a plus bx plus b. Combine your x terms. Those are your x terms. And then we're going to combine the coefficient component. So with your x terms, let's factor out the x. And then we're going to keep our coefficients. Now on the right, excuse me, the left-hand side, do you see a coefficient of x on the left-hand side? No, we don't. So because we don't have an x term, we would say 0 is equal to, and then let's write the coefficients of our x term, a plus b. But we do have the coefficient component. So we have here 3 is equal to 3a plus b. Here you go. Here's our system of linear equations. And now you can solve it by substitution, elimination, it doesn't matter. We're going to use elimination. I'm going to multiply the first equation by -1. We have 0 is equal to -a minus b, keeping the second equation the same. The b's cancel out here. We have 3 is equal to 2a, divide by 2, and we have 3 over 2 is equal to a. And then let's find b. So we'll use the first equation. 0 is equal to 3 over 2 plus b. I'm going to multiply every term by 2. We have 0 is equal to 3 plus 2b. Subtract 3. Divide by 2. And we have b is equal to -3 over 2. So notice that this was the systems of linear equations. This was setting it up by zeros. We have the same value for a and b. A and b, they are exactly the same. So it doesn't matter which method you use at this point. So here's our solution. Okay, 3 halves over x plus 1 plus -3 halves over x plus 3, or we can say 3 over 2 times x plus 1 plus -3 over 2 times x plus 3.